Alright, so I have the display board all clean with the wood. At least I just applied a fresh coat on both sides, just sanded back to the wood, all the dirt and grime, and then just apply some protective paint on either side. I also just did a few touch-ups on the on these guys, the Williams logo. So these go here, and then we have this plate here going somewhere like that here, and the other way around. But before I do that, also I've cleaned all the metals, all the screws and all this kind of stuff, all these. I replaced the nuts by these lug nuts here. They're kind of handy to detach without the need of anything. Clean all these, so I removed all the rust. So I still have to remove the rust on these guys, on the speakers. I'm just gonna see if I can first protect this, maybe put some masking tape and just very, very gently go at it with the wire wheel, and then just apply a coat of protective paint again, just to prevent the rust from settling back. So I'm gonna do this now, and we'll see what we get. There you go. I decided to actually just put a clear coat on these and I'll just paint them, but yeah, remove as much of the rust as I could. Put all the stuff back on. Didn't lose any part other than a little bit of a problem. I lost one of these connectors. So this is a double connector and they're only connected to one thing. So this one was still here, but this one fell. It's the same connector. It should be actually the same one. I took a few pictures, and if you know where I can find these, or first what they're called, I might look at the manual for that, but if you know where I can find these type of connector, come on, focus at least on my hands. Yeah, if you know where I can find these, because I won't need it until I start reconnecting everything. So I might find it in between, but if not, it would be useful to actually have a few spares of this type of stuff. It's kind of cool because you crimp them and then you just slide the crimp into the connector here. So it's handy because it means that you can actually just detach stuff easily, and you don't lose the connector. Anyway, there you go. That's this guy done. Next thing, I need to move on to this restoration of this fella. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to bring this inside actually and try to do it there from my desk. Remove this carefully, clean all the plastic, see if I can retrobrite it. It's going to take a while, but retrobrite it maybe, and then just apply a coat of paint just to freshen it. Fix this. Might have to melt back the plastic here and here, and then use some filler and re-drill a hole, or maybe just put a little piece in place while I kind of use filler. I'm going to use plastic filler, melted plastic or something like that. Or should I use fiberglass? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll use fiberglass for this. Over there as well, it's pretty beat up. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to fix, but it'll be a shame to not to try and fix this. This is another common piece, this topper. It often goes missing, and the box that goes on top is missing. Anyway, this is this guy at least restored. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it looks much better. Alright, so let's put this aside and then move on. Oh man, this is not looking good. As soon as I touch this guy, see, this is peeling here. So I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna have a look online. Maybe just repros of these. It'd be such a shame to lose this. I don't want to leave it like that though. That looks horrible, this crease here. It's all bubbling up here. It's actually completely attached here. Yeah, don't know what to do. I'm gonna stop this for now, and I need to just look online what my options are. Okay, so following the advice of some people online, I actually just went ahead and stopped any attempt at removing this. Instead, what I did is I used some epoxy glue and some super glue, but I used the epoxy glue to actually just stick back what was peeling off. What the cardboard back to the plate here. As best as I could, and essentially what people told me is that I will destroy this piece of art if I try to remove it. Really, the artwork will peel off from the back. It's just too flimsy, and repros aren't available, especially because of that shiny stuff. So the best thing I could do is just accept that we have some creases here and there, and then just glue it back and be done with it. I want to do a bit more than that. So I've glued back stuff. I've used some tiny amounts of super glue just spread on a brush, just to glue back what was peeling off here. There was another big chunk here, a few bits here and there, and that worked okay. So what I want to do next is to clear coat this. I'm just going to use a clear coat to seal it so that it doesn't peel off anymore, or at least not that soon. And then once I've that clear coated, I'm going to actually just color match some of these little spots here, here and here, just to see if I can just hide the damage a little bit. And then here you can see there's two big chunks here where the silver has gone off. I'm actually going to try to silver leaf coat this. It'll look better anyway than just well, I'll see when I get the silver leaves, but it'll look better than having just this an ugly piece of cardboard. Come on, focus. Yeah, that doesn't look very nice, and it's on the crease, so it's going to be tricky, but with just a fine brush and some glue, and then I can see silver leaf over just whatever is cardboard and gone here. So those two big areas, I think there's a couple more. There's another one here, tiny bit of silver leaf, and then the rest just try and color match as best as I can. Come on, focus. If I change the color match as best as I can these patches. The other thing I've done is I fixed the plastic here. Well, at least some of it. So this corner here, I've just used a soldering iron and a bit of sanding back, and then some filler. And I've done this here too as well. It doesn't look too great, but it's better than a big crack. I might just use some filler just to hide some of the holes, and then just color match it to that sort of white yellow color. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to take a while. It's probably going to take me the week. I want to just clear coat it, color match. It's going to take a while, and the silver leaf at the end, and then another coat of another clear coat, layer of clear coat. So just two very thin, but just to seal stuff, and just accept that it's that's what I have to deal with. That's just not much I can do about that if I want to keep the original art, which is nice because it'll react with the shiny stuff, the lights. There's lights coming here that makes this look like it's moving. So that's just the way it is. The other bit of good news, well, not that was good news, but at least I know the path I want to take is I got the artwork finally. So I'm gonna bring this to a shop and see if I can match the color as close as I can, and I can go ahead with the head box and putting the art back on the head box, and hopefully we'll be done with that at the end of this video. For me at the end of this weekend. But yeah, so let's keep working. Next job is to get some clear coat this, wait to dry, and then go and color match this guy. The one phase of the process done. I've touched up some of the areas. It'd be hard pressed to find them really now. Yeah, there's one big visible one here, but I mean, you wouldn't know it's here really. There was a few here. There was a couple here. There was a big sort of a crack. I forgot where it was. It was from here to down here. I've touched up this patch here, and a big area here. Here the paint was gone from here. So there's actually a lot of spots where this was gone, and it took a while just to get the right color. And there was a big area here, so it took a while just to match exactly the color. There's a lot of blemishes here actually. I've touched up a lot more than I thought I would, because there's some areas that were not peeled off but scratched, and then I just went ahead, I need to redo this. It was actually just a blemish, but I put a tiny bit of paint on it, but it's still visible, a lot less though than it was. I'll correct this. But overall, I mean, it's quite nice. That big spot here was kind of tricky to match because there was so many colors. It was all here. It was just a big crack going along here, and it was running over this and this and this area. But yeah, it came up quite nice. So next, I need to do some silver leafing. And what I'll do once I silver leaf it, I'll probably use very, very thin diluted colors. So I try to match that kind of waterfall effect with a tiny bit of a grayer paint here, maybe match it with some blue paint. I think here it'll be okay. And it should be done. It should be okay. It looks, well, it looks like it's crumpled, but it's a lot better than it was, to be honest. So let's keep working. This is the Rye Blue, so I've started, obviously, as you can see, painting. I still have some touch-ups to do at the back, but more importantly, all the edges and all the visible stuff is going to be seen and are done. And look at that, I have it's beautiful, beautiful artwork repro done and already on it. So I'm going to do the other side, and then I can start reassembling this whole thing. Yeah. Oh, this is I'm so happy because now I can start putting this away and focusing on the body. But let's get this finished first. Also the other thing I wanted to show you is here. So this is finally the top artwork. So I've put all my silver leafing. You can make it out here and here. You can see that the blue isn't coming right to it. I was gonna just try and patch it, but to be honest, I mean, this is gonna be quite far away. You won't be able to see it. The only thing you can see is this crease here, which, you know, I can't really do much about. I tried to flatten it and remove that crease as much as I could, but it kept peeling off the artwork. So there's a few other patches here of all the leaf, silver leaf. Did I say silver leaf switch? Silver leaf, and then patching the artwork. I actually forgot now where the artwork was patched there in the sky. I know one of the letters, I think it's here, there's a big giant crack. You can't see any of that actually. I'm pretty happy with the result. So yeah, there you go. This is done, and it actually looks quite well. I've put a clear coat as well on top of it, so it's nice and shiny now, and hopefully it'll last a few more years. But this was the trade-off. I couldn't really repro it nice and clean. We can only salvage what's here, and I'm actually glad I did. It was a bit of extra work, but it was worth it. And so now, well, I have all these parts ready to go. This part ready to go. So let's finish putting the art together, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice head box. That's it, folks. We are done with the head box. I put everything back in place. Probably need to remove those bulbs here. They're all fried, but I'll do that when I, you know, put all the electrics back together. I actually used, I was able to remove the sticker from the original light plate, so I put it here, and well, it's all working and tidy inside. And I don't know if you remember from the previous video how crusty and well, disgusting really it was inside here. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The artwork is actually, you know, I wasn't sure about this crease, but I really don't notice it that much, especially considering you see this from a distance. These cleaned up well as well, and the repro art is actually really nice. I'm really pleased with it. That was worth the wait. I can pretty much put the back plate on it. Actually, I'll do this now. This is it. Well, it's taken a while. It's taken actually 4 weeks just to restore this piece alone. But now that it is, I'm going to be able to just move it away. I'm probably going to move it to this blue shed over there, and then out of the way, out of the dust, and focus now on this guy. What I plan to do is remove the play field, maybe put it aside or put it again somewhere where I'm not gonna, you know, crush a piece. It's going to be interesting to store, because I'm going to have to find just props. I actually have pieces of wood here that I've cut to size, so I can prop different areas of the playfield so it doesn't sag and it sits nicely. But I'm not sure. I think I'll put it here somewhere while I can work on the body and cut stuff and all that. So I'm going to have to clear all that. But for now, I'm going to move this away. Man, this looks good. I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. Hopefully we'll see, you know, if all the electronics work once we reassemble everything, but at least it's rust free. All the parts, actually the wood on the back has been replaced as well and painted, and I was able to match that blue, which is just as cool. It's hard to get a good angle when it's matching, but it's nice and glossy, and it's came out really well. Anyway, let's move on now to part 3, folks. I think we're going to leave this video exactly here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There's a Patreon page if you want to help the channel. There's a Discord server if you want to chat about, you know, other restoration stuff and projects you're working on and share that with other people. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.